This is your host, Jason Snellgrove, and I will be your guide as we journey down the road to pleasure hunt or hitting the long trail to those great comp hunts. This is the Coonhound Collective podcast.
Scar's old Clyde.
I forgot about Scar.
Yeah, a lot of people forget about Scar. Yeah. See, there's a dog we didn't even hardly stud, and probably one of the most natural dogs that ever walked.
Oh, he was?
Mm-hmm.
And he was out of Clyde.
Yes.
Okay, well, before we go to Scar, we'll talk about him here in a minute. Let's talk about Clyde. He was out of Hornet, and what female?
Mandy.
Okay.
Mandy was our daughter of old Scout. Now, you have to pay attention here. Daughter of Scout and Gary's Albert dog.
Okay.
And old Mindy was a good hound. She had Grand Night, Grand Show, and raced one litter of pups, and every pup in the litter made night champion, and most of them made grand. Out of 9.
Out of 9 puppies.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only litter she had?
Yeah, only litter she had.
Wow.
Couldn't never get her bred again.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you know why she couldn't get
No,
bred?
I never did.
Yeah.
Never did.
Huh. And that's where Clyde come from?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's talk
about the drip dog, Grit, he was brother to old Clyde. He'd dual grand. There's a dog called Homer that's grand, that's brother to him. But a lot of females. Taylor was a grand. Hannah was grand. There was a lot of good pups, good cross.
Out of that one cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Jamie there one time, there when me and him hunted together, he had 4 Grand Night females, and they was all but he had one he called Trixie. Now she wasn't all my dogs, but she was. The other 3 was all my dogs, and they were good females. I mean, they was good.
Yeah. So what kind of mouth did Clyde have?
Clyde had a good. He's loud. He had a good screaming mouth. Chop mouth tree dog. Okay. He was. He'd tree a lot of pop-up coon. He could skip and move a coon. He's a little on the tight side, a little tighter than I prefer, but he would open. A lot of people didn't think he would, but he would.
Big hunting dog, or?
Yeah, he hunted good. I ain't gonna say he didn't hunt like hawk and hornet, but he hunted good.
Yeah. So they each one had their.
Oh
their
yeah, that's different. Like all kids.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess you competition hunted him, and
I made him do a grand
and pushed him in some just local hunts, or you take him anywhere?
I won the World Bluetick show with him.
Okay.
At North Carolina.
No, just carry on. I'm trying to find something. You just carry on.
I hunted him. Back then, Jason, hunts ain't like they are now. We had competition. We wasn't only dogging the hunt or only 2. We had competition. You'd have 3 or 4 casts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Didn't have as many.
But now I'll tell you this. I'm not a traveler. I didn't care nothing about traveling.
Right.
I'm not a traveler.
Just around here.
I hunted mostly local.
Yeah.
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 I'd go to a blue tick once in a while, but no, I wouldn't. I went to Autumn Oak in 1974, and that's the only time I ever went to Autumn Oak. Never went to the Winter Classic. I just didn't go, didn't care, didn't go.
Yeah. Well, that'd be a little ride from here, too.
Well, I mean, even when I was young, we worked all the time, and I didn't want to miss a night of hunting either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably tough to miss work, and then you're just going to miss hunting, too. So.
Yeah, which I had, we raised 2 kids, and
right.
But anyway.
So and I guess you took the breeding Clyde.
Yeah.
Had another stud dog.
Yeah.
So.
He only had, 200 pups so in there? 200 some?
I didn't look that one up.
At one time, he was 18%.
Oh, he was?
Yes, he was very high percentage.
Okay. And then you said Scar was out of Clyde, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's talk about him.
Well, I'll tell you this. But let's get back to Clyde here right quick. Clyde was a puppy, and I had a female called Bonnie. Clyde and Bonnie, okay? Me and Jamie pretty well kept all these litter. So I messed with them one day on a caged coon around in my front yard. These pups are tree dogs, okay? So anyway, I get rid of the coon. Somebody come and wanted to see my pup. I said, you don't sit here a tree job. I just cut them pups loose. Around that house they'd go. They'd come to that hickory nut tree, buddy, they'd load up. No coon nowhere. I ain't been one there for 2 weeks. But I could do that, and finally I was making fools. We'd laugh about it. You know, it's comical.
Yeah.
So we're treeing this same tree forever, no coon.
Yeah.
So anyway, they was tree dogs.
Yeah.
But anyway, me and Jamie was laughing about that here the other night. It was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So they.
But now I want to tell you, I got to have a dog tree first.
Yeah.
If a dog don't tree, I ain't got no use for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they don't. You can't get to them.
Do you know? There's people says, "Boy, I don't like that dog. It missed trees too much. It missed a coon or something." You know what? That's true. But you know when you see 5 or 6 coons setting up down through there, and that dog don't tree them coons, it missed 5 or 6 coons.
Mm.
So think about it.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. They got to get under the wood.
Was Cheater out of, what do you mean, what am I doing? I'm trying to find some information here.
Okay, go
I was
ahead.
looking for something, but Cheater was out of,
Rankin's lead and a Ranger 2 female.
oh, no, wait a minute.
Kevin's cheater.
I'm sorry.
Scar and fly.
Scar and Fly.
Okay, Kevin's cheater. Okay. Yeah. She's all Scar and Fly.
I was trying to figure out what place, do you know what place she met, what she,
Like 13th or
15th,
15th or something like that.
yeah, it was up there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't find it.
And when you're saying up there, you mean
Well, I mean,
Place.
world
and top-
champion?
Yeah.
Blue
Yeah.
tick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Female.
Well, overall, top
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you pointing at a piece of paper, but they can't see the piece of paper.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to train
Sorry.
you something.
Yeah, sorry.
Kevin today don't think of but 2 dogs that ever lived. I bet you can guess what they were.
Well, probably
Fly.
Fly and Scar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cheater's mom and dad.
Yeah. Yeah. He hunted a lot with them.
Carry on. I was looking at something there. So go ahead.
Now,
Don't be giving me them looks.
Go ahead and eat your snack.
Might my mute them. Mute.
Okay, so we were going to talk about Scar there. What kind of dog was he?
Scar was a coon dog.
Yeah.
The little sucker at 8 months old would fly at tree raccoons.
Yeah.
He had a good nose. He hunted good, and every time he treed, you could load your 22. And
Yeah.
he was an ever-breath tree dog. Probably the most accurate tree dog that I probably ever owned, I would say, at that time.
Mm-hmm.
He treed every breath. Anytime you rode your window down, he'd be hammering.
Yeah. Yeah, and you were breeding him too.
No, I didn't
Or
breed him very
you didn't
much.
breed him
No,
much.
I didn't.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I ended up selling him to Bob Turnbow in Tennessee. Then I got him back later. Bob gave him back to me.
Okay. All right. And you know about what year roughly that would have been with Scar?
Oh, I don't know.
Not right off.
Well, this time deal don't mean
Oh,
nothing.
yeah.
I just barely know I'm 70-year-old.
The next dog after Scar we had on this list was Tango.
Oh yeah.
And tell us about him, where he come from, what he was out of.
He is out of Old Clyde,
Okay.
and he is out of a Gitter female that was out of what's Phil's dog?
Bogey.
Bogey, and Bogey was out of Rambo too. So there you go.
Okay.
Double dose.
On both sides.
Yep,
Yeah.
double dose. So anyway, he's double Uchtman bred, and we bought 3 or 4 of them. Val Nelson raced them,
Mm-hmm.
and we went up there and bought a truckload of them, I guess. But anyway,
Yeah.
but anyway, I ended up with him, and I hunted him, and I think me and Tom, if you look at these pictures here behind me, you probably see him with a lot of dead raccoons. We hunt. I don't think I ever hunted any harder than me and Tom and Chops hunted that year.
Mm-hmm.
And we probably killed that sucker 250 coon here in the Ozark Mountains.
Yeah. Y'all was hunting hard.
I couldn't go to him all the time, but that sucker, he was a coon dog, wasn't he, Tom?
Yeah, he's as good as I ever hunted with.
Hey, I tell you what you could do, and me and Tom got in this situation here the night. You could get in a bad, say an old growed up doser deck or something. The dog had trouble getting the coon out. Next time you hear that sucker, he'd be 200 or 300 yards somewhere. And buddy, that sucker could fly. And when he'd come treed, it was over.
Yeah.
But now the dog couldn't run with him. He had a gift for us. He liked Wilbur's Rebel Dog was that way. They could get a coon out as good as any dogs I think I ever seen. Like if they get hung up.
Yes, sir.
Instead, they don't. These dogs didn't blue tick, as people call them. These dogs, they build a fire under them. Yeah.
Yeah. So what, you wasn't building a fire waiting on them to get trees?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I had a black and tans, and I had one you could build a fire and wait on him to get trees.
Yeah. I ain't gonna build very many fires. I ain't gonna use many matches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, he was a very, very good track dog. Kind of like what we're talking about, gift, just a gift.
Yeah. Tom, you hunted this line of dogs for a little bit, right?
Tom hunted him a lot.
Yeah. So what do you see? What are you seeing out of it?
Well, Tango was the kind of dog that you could cut anywhere, like Lonnie says. The bad nights, the good nights, didn't matter. And he's going to get as far as he needs to tree a coon.
Yeah. Whatever.
You're going to walk. And the thing with him is going back to the independent thing is some people would have thought he was a little independent, but when Lonnie was talking about that, you hunt a dog enough where he just had coon on his mind. That dog wouldn't hardly ever would a dog tree a coon ahead of him. I doubt. Maybe once that I could remember if they were something might locate, but out of hundreds of coon, never, because he would be gone and he could move a coon. He's just a dream type blue tick dog.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So
just move a track.
Oh, he didn't have to. You didn't hear his bark. He never barked. His foot never hit the ground and bark in the same spot. Never. Yeah. He'd skip and run a coon.
No mud hole.
And he was pretty accurate.
Yeah, he was.
He really was.
Yeah.
He's and not trashy. Just a real.
Other than he treated a bear.
Treat a bear.
Yes.
That's probably maybe the only trash I ever seen him on is that night we treated that bear. Yeah.
That'd probably be tough as a.
Hey, I want to tell you something, Jason, about this bear deal. It was funny because I was Chops and Tom and I was hunting.
And Jamie.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
But we was hunting one night, and I said, you know what? In this country, I'd like to tree a bear. I said, I know a man can go to Wisconsin or Michigan or somewhere and tree a bear.
Yeah.
But I'd like to tree one here at home. So anyway, it was August, wasn't it, Tom?
Yeah, it was hot.
So we was getting our dogs ready for the world.
Yeah.
So we go up there in the cornfield, and they strike mine, Tom's dog. But I never heard a race like it in my life. They go out there. There ain't no boo-hooing. They go out of there, and they make a big horseshoe. Jamie said, Lonnie, that ain't a coon. I said, oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah. In fact, these dogs, it's August. It's 85 degrees out. It's hot. Chops and Jamie are there, and these dogs are running this thing like it's an elk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And they treated a couple of times.
They treat once.
And they move, and those guys thought that, they finally come treat, and me and Lonnie walked to them. They didn't want to go with us because they didn't believe there was going to be anything there. And then we got there, and there was a bear, and I took some pictures of it. And it was low. It was a big bear, too.
Tom said, Lonnie, here's your change. Here's your change. Get up here. Get up here.
Yeah.
So it come true, boys. Yeah.
So has guys bought these dogs to big game hunt with them?
Yeah, they have some hunted them. Yeah.
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 Like send them out west?
Yeah, we sent some. I don't think I ever just shipped a pup.
Right.
Gary might have, but I don't think I ever shipped a pup to a big game hunter.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with that is like I was saying earlier, where these guys, it's hard to find a blue tick without the Uchtman dogs because You could look at a picture of me on that wall there. It's about I'm thinking I'm 14, and the blue tick in that picture is a pup, but it had Uchtman dogs in it.
Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah.
A lot of influence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Was that when? Where was you at? Was that when you was in
Idaho.
Idaho?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know I seen a guy here a while back? He said, I was reading a magazine here a while back, and it had something in France, I should say France. But anyway, said they're talking about these big game dogs over there hunting. And they told what the male dog was and said the female's Uchtman bred.
Really?
Yes. So, I mean, yeah. He said, buddy, he said, that like knocked me out of my shoes. He said, I never dreamed of that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Lonnie, what I've kind of always wanted, because you've been a lot of influence on male dogs and females both, but are you a female man or are you a male dog man?
I'm both. If it's good enough, I'll hunt it.
Don't matter.
Don't matter.
So you don't go either direction?
No. It takes good females to make good males. I do believe that. But if I had them equal, I'd probably favor a male. But if I was going to be a full-time competition hunter, I'd favor a female on account of the trouble you'd get in.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I've been fortunate. I've never had what I call ill-natured dog.
You've had a lot of good ones of both, so I was kind of curious what you favored. I never have ever asked you before. You got your mic muted. You're over there eating snacks.
I had to have something.
You muted your mic, though.
You're eating in front of the rest of us.
Yeah, but you got my mic on while I'm eating over here a while ago. Gosh.
So the next dog we was going to talk about was Snap.
Uh-huh.
So tell us about Snap, what he's out of.
Okay, Snap is out of old Tango and a female. Matter of fact, I call Misty. He's a granddaughter of Bull Fly. Mm-hmm. So you see why I favor him. Mm-hmm. He's got both sides.
And he's still alive?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is that the one
is that the one you was telling us about out here? Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. So he's
5-year-old, been hunted about like a year-old dog, year and a half. Mm-hmm. But it has as much ability as any dog I ever hunted.
Okay. What kind of mouth you got?
One of the best.
Yeah.
He got a good mouth. Good ball mouth, probably one of the best locates you'll ever hear, and a chop mouth tree dog.
Okay. And you bred him any at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little pups out of him right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But I didn't breed. I never bred in public. Yeah. No, they can't get a hold of me.
Your phone's still broke.
Yeah, the phone's still broke.
I got you.
Me and Tom's got my phone number.
Yeah. Okay.
But now I got a pretty little pups you ever look at. Seriously, had 10 and raced 10. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
But anyway, I'm gonna get with it about the 1st of October. I'm gonna retire and start hunting again.
Good.
Yeah, that'd be good. I do want to talk about Sally. You placed, was it last year?
No.
Or year before?
22.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, okay. Mm-hmm. What's Sally out of, and kind of tell us a little bit about Sally.
Well, Sally's a grandpup of Fly and Clyde.
Okay.
And that's what she is. Well, not a grandpup of Clyde. Yeah, I guess she would
Yeah.
be. Scar, too. And she's just...
Uchtman.
She's just Uchtman bred.
On both sides?
Yeah, on both sides.
Yeah. What kind of hunting dog is she, and mouth, and...
Sally was a natural pup. Got a good mouth and a hard tree dog, and she goes hunting, and she's pretty good about having a coon. And she's not perfect. She's more probably what you'd call independent than a lot of people's dogs, and that's just what she is. She's nothing flashy. She just trees a lot of cooning.
Yeah.
Goes hunting good. And, yeah.
How long, Tom, have you been hunting with Lonnie and with this line of dogs, roughly?
Well, I mean, I've had Uchtman bred blue ticks since I was a kid. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe not as heavy as I have now, but I've always had them. And I've probably hunted most dogs off Lonnie's for about 12 years, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And have you seen the steady progression of dogs from generation to generation in that time?
Well, it's kind of like Lonnie told me one time. If you hunt with enough of their ancestors, you kind of know what to expect.
Right.
So, yeah, you can see a lot of, Tango and Snap or Scar, and I see a lot of things that are, just different stuff that
Right.
you know of, and then you know what you're going to give these big mouths, these big locates, and good looking dogs, and the way they trail, and
Right.
that's just kind of what I like. So
Yeah. Okay.
What place did you, 7th?
7,
20,
Yeah.
I think it was 22.
I didn't think it
Was.
was.
7th and 22?
Yeah.
Is that the farthest? Is that the farthest in?
Well, you mean for an Uchtman Bluetick?
Yeah.
Maybe.
No. That dog I was scout won 4th.
4.
Oh, there was?
Bubby Lindsay
Okay.
here several years ago. Yeah.
Sally has been to. She's won at the zones every year since she was a year old.
So
And
how old is she now?
She's just turned 3.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
she turned-
young
No, she
female.
turned 4. She just turned 4.
Yeah.
She's been at the top 100 twice, and maybe again this year, hopefully, third time.
Yeah.
Maybe, but yeah, she's just been a nice dog.
Yeah.
She's a good female.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't hunted with her, but I heard you talk about her. a
Yeah.
lot.
Real deal.
So I figure she must be pretty good. You was talking about something other than that stuff down there around Swan Creek.
I thought you were going to say the W word. We don't do the W word.
I didn't even bring that
She's
up.
got ticks on her.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Mr. Lonnie, you was telling us about an all blue tick hunt that world champion hunt. Tell us about
About Scotty?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'd be glad to. They started that, BBCHA, give $1,000 for first place, and he won a belt buckle, and I don't know what all. But anyway, we went 2 or 3 times, at Robinson, Illinois, up in that area.
Yep.
So Scotty, he goes up there by himself. He leaves all of us home, naturally. None of us wanted to go. We done had all of it we wanted.
Yeah.
And that little fart comes home with $1,000 in first place. And I am very glad for him.
Yeah.
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 You know,
And Scotty's a good hunter. He hunts. He hunts now. He hunts hard. He gets around good, and I'm glad for him.
Yeah.
Sure
Yeah.
am.
for a lot of dogs to have the influence on a breed that this line's had, one man couldn't do it.
There ain't no way. And
so
here,
I want you to talk about your brother.
I will. And the thing about Scotty, now the dog he won it with was a dog he called Ed, and he was Grand Night champion. Okay, there's another top dog in the Uchtman family.
Right.
Okay, he had another dog he called Ransom at the same time that's Grand Night champion. So there's another top dog in the Uchtman family.
Yeah.
So I can fill an encyclopedia plumb full of Uchtman bred dogs that sure enough coon dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think anybody else can fill that book.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll start with Ricky. We'll start with the youngest, okay?
Okay.
Ricky always hunted with me. Real good hunter. Tough, good hunter. He always was lucky. He hunted me when I had old Beans Ranger. We'd hunt 60, 70 nights in a row. It didn't matter, rain, shine, what. We beat the brush. He was tough, too. And the last round, he had a dog called Bomb Boy, made Grand Night. He had a dog called Charlie Mongo, he made Grand Night. And he had a dog he called Scout, he made him Night Champ. So he done good, and he worked construction all of his life, so he was kind of out of the picture. I mean, he was in Kansas City and St. Louis making a living. Travel.
Right,
Yeah. So he didn't get to hunt like us boys.
Right.
So anyway, that's Ricky. He thought the World Bull Ranger, and we, like I say, we hunted hard, back then. And then Doyle had some good dogs. He had a dog called Bill, real good dog. I mean, flat, move a track, and good tree dog. He was of a dog Gary had, he called Super Glue, which was Elbow Rebel. And this dog, now Bill, he was a natural. He was a natural. And but in the later years, he had a dog he called Chief, his Grand Night. He had a dog he called Pete. And he had Grand Night. So you get to adding all this up. Now we're about to fill this book full.
Yeah.
And
And the chief dog, is that the same dog that Aaron was talking about?
That who?
Yeah.
Aaron
Yes.
Gamble.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We
Sure
just
enough.
we just
Yeah.
interviewed Aaron Gamble.
Yeah,
so-
this dog is.
Okay.
That's
All
where
right.
Doyle got it,
Okay.
matter of fact.
Okay.
Well, I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never did hunt Chief, but
Okay.
Doyle tells me that Chief was a real track dog glory. And and I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
You know, like I say, I never did hunt with him. But anyway, then Gary, well, shoot far, Gary could fill a book full by himself. You know, hell, he had. If he ain't got the best, he's going to own the best because he's going to buy it. You know, he's one of them guys. He's one of them guys. He lives and breathes coon dogs, and Gary's had some good dogs. I mean, some good ones. I mean, you could fill that book by itself with
Right.
Gary.
Yeah.
And he had Albert, and back when I was a kid, he had Flash. The old Flash female was probably my favorite dog that I hunted with, that Gary had it back in them days, you know.
Yeah.
And but anyway, he had in the later years, some of them stud dogs he had I did not hunt with, you know. I don't know, but they're hunting a dog now they call Scooter. I like him. He's got a good mouth. He's got a good motor, and I like the dog very well.
Right.
Yeah, I do.
I hunted with
they
Scooter
matter,
here. I hunted with Scooter a couple months ago, I think.
and matter of fact, they made him grand last night.
Did they?
Yeah, they finished him out last night, and Scotty did. But anyway,
I like his mouth.
oh, I like the dog. I hunted with him. But anyway, and then you got Brother Wilbur.
Yes, sir.
Brother Wilbur's probably was one of the best woodsmen. He learned me a lot about coon hunting. Yeah, he Wilbur liked trade dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he now wait a minute. He didn't trade his good dogs. He
Yeah.
always had that extra dog he wanted to trade.
Yeah.
He loved it. He didn't love competition so much, but he loved to trade dogs. But anyway, best woodsman that ever walked in our country. You know, at his generation, I should say, because when my dad was alive, like I was telling you, our country where we was raised was full of coon hunters. Most of them was grade dogs, but they was coon hunters. It's unreal how many grade dogs that was out of Dad's old lake bar dog. That I didn't even know. Somebody else told me that here a while back. I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Some of the best dogs in our country was grade dogs, was our Dad's old lake bar dog.
Yeah.
And they just bring everything, breed to him,
Yeah.
and they made coon dogs. But anyway, Wilbur's a very good woodsman. He wouldn't use a Garmin. He didn't know how, and he didn't care because he didn't need one. His dog's going to tree coon. He's going to go get it.
Right.
And he wasn't going to stand in the road and let that dog go tree coon. He's going to go coon hunt.
Right.
That's the way we was raised, go coon hunt.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's in bad shape now, and I hate it, but he's going to be missed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's just your family
Yeah.
in general has made no matter what anybody would say, even somebody like me, I've had a few blue ticks and hunted, but you know, not being from this area, I know that your last name.
Right.
And for people to know your last name the way it's known in the blue tick breed,
Right.
your family's made an impact on that breed.
Right.
Whether somebody wants to say so or not, that's just the way it is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, here's the deal. My uncles on my dad's side was coon hunters. They hunted walker dogs, okay?
Yep.
So we bumped heads a lot when we was kids.
Yeah.
Okay. My uncles on my mom's side was Crawfords. They hunted black and tans.
Okay.
So, heck, we didn't have no other choice but be coon hunters.
Yeah.
I mean, that was it. You
Yeah.
know, we was born coon hunters.
It was just like the dogs. It was
Yeah,
just
it's
general-
bred in us.
Bred in.
And like I say, my dad, I got to say this about our dad. He could lay in bed on Bald Tom Road at Clark Ridge, and I could go down on Sunday, and I could hunt anywhere around Howard Ridge, south of Gainesville, and he could tell you where hawk treat ever came.
Wow.
Best ear ever invented on a human being. I'd give
Wow.
anything if I could hear. And now I'm talking about in his 70s or 60s, whatever.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, he could hear the best.
Wow.
Amazing. I say, how did you know that? Why? We treated 30 singles one time and we started out moving, just spot hunting and treating. I was showing the boy how he tree coon, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I down there on Sunday to eat Sunday dinner. He told me where to treat every coon.
Wow. Yeah.
No, buddy, I couldn't do it. No.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But he had a lot of coon dog knowledge. He knew what a dog's supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I asked him one time, our grandpa had a blue tick colored dog. Now, it wasn't registered by no means. And I can't remember the name of the dog. I think I do, but I ain't going to call it because I'd probably tell you wrong. They used to come and get my grandpa, wagon and team, to go if they found a coon track on the river. Mm-hmm. Now it's North Fork Lake, but back then it was a river.
Okay.
And Mom and Dad and Grandpa and all of them, they farmed that river. They raised cotton and stuff on the river. But anyway, if anybody on that river ever seen a coon track, they would come and get my grandpa and this dog in a wagon. He would stay till he caught that coon. I don't care if it took him a week or whatever, or 2 weeks or whatever. You know, the river bluffs, you know, you're going to run coon in bluffs and holes and stuff. But then, back then, you think about it, boys, a coon hide's worth some money. A skunk you can make more money selling a skunk than you could working all week.
Really?
Yes. So, anyway, I asked Dad one day, I never will forget, I said, Dad, what made it so special about this dog? You know, how come they always come to get Grandpa? He said, well, son, he said, this dog could fly. He said, they didn't make it to the bluff with this dog. He said, this dog would tree it before it ever got to the river bluffs. And he said that was the difference. So they knew back in the 20s what a coon dog's supposed to do.
Yeah. You know, we talked a lot about competition hunting and stuff. And now that you mentioned that, I want to talk about that a little bit. Through all that time when y'all were training these dogs, pleasure hunting and stuff like that, was you hide hunting some too? When
we hide hunting, yeah. Yeah.
And I guess selling the hides off of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've sold them anywhere from $1.25 to $33 a hide.
Wow. Yeah.
Wilbur and I one winter hunted, never hunted the same place twice. He had Ranger 2 and he's a 2-year-old, and I had a female called Belle. Ended up selling to Buddy Jordan, Texas. She was a year-old. We caught over 100 coon, and we thought we done good.
Huh.
That was at Gainesville. And we never hunted the same area twice. But I want to tell you about Wilbur. We carried chopping axe, buddy. Wilbur, he could chop a tree. He could climb a tree. I was the dog man. I never climbed.
Yeah.
I never climbed. I handled the dogs. I'm the man on the ground. But now Wilbur, he could climb, and Wilbur, he learned me a lot. I've had if a man play attention, he get to learn a lot.
Oh yeah. I just, you know, if you coon hunt that much, and especially during the time when hides were really worth some money, I mean, surely somebody was not just competition hunting; they was hide hunting, probably making a little extra money.
When we hide hunted, we didn't have no hunts.
Yeah.
We didn't. When season opened in November, there wasn't no hunts.
Wasn't no hunts.
No, we hide hunted and trained dog, and our theory was we had our dog ready when we went to a hunt. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, I'm that guy I used to beat.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
When you went to a hunt back then, you was going to win.
I could beat you with a year-and-a-half-old dog.
Yeah,
You could hunt a 5-year-old dog.
Yeah.
I could beat you.
Yeah, you was going to win, not for second place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the reason I had to have a dog with some speed.
Yeah.
On a dog that could move a track, and I want to be able to tree it before he got done locating.
Yeah.
I didn't wait till second bark.
Yeah.
You don't now either.
Well, I ain't never broke that habit. But you know what I'm saying? It just the way we hunt. It's different today.
Yeah.
You got a tree coon over there and dog tree coon over there, and but Wilbur and I, we'd pull up to a farm. We'd tree 4 singles on one farm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wilbur, he was real good. And I had a hunting buddy. His nickname was Skid, but Ronnie. And really, he taught me a lot about hunting. He taught me where you could strike coon. He walk hunted like we do.
Yeah.
But now he was trained by the older men around Gainesville that hunted with Dad. Mm-hmm. Same age. See, it's one of them deals. He was trained by them. we eased around these hills and hollers, and he could tell you where you strike a coon before you ever got there.
Huh.
And it just, it's kind of like a guy. I went to buy a bull here the other day, and I pull up over there and was talking about this guy training stock dogs. He said, I asked him about this guy, and he said, that guy thinks like a dog. And that, it kind of made me think a little bit, If you're a good woodsman, you kind of got to think like a dog or a coon, or you got to think a little bit. But something I was going to tell you, none of this would happen, but we all had good wives.
Yeah, and that's what I want to bring. I want to bring that up about about your because you had to have a support system.
Oh, I had the best. Yeah, we did. Me and Wilbur, all of us did. Doyle, all of us did. We had the best support ever. Yeah. Good cooks. Cook for a lot of coon hunters. Which a lot of these good coon hunters I'm talking about, they're either passed on or they're done or whatever. I mean, it happens. That stuff happens, but it's a different generation today.
Yeah. So your wife was probably cooking supper a lot of times when there was somebody sitting in your driveway wanting to breed a dog.
Oh, every time.
Yeah.
All the time. Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't care if there's 4 or 5 of them come. We set the table, buddy.
Yeah.
That's just the way we operated. Yeah.
Well, just the way it was. You always cooked enough for a few extra.
Oh yeah.
Well, man, we have covered some generations in here.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure there's a lot we missed, and I'll probably think of something later. But I've enjoyed it, and I'm glad to get to tell what I've told. But I think I've told the truth the best I know how, and it just.
There was a dog you mentioned. I think maybe when we was talking outside or something. A Southern Blue Joe.
Yeah, Wilbur had him. Yeah.
Wilbur.
He was a coon treeing sucker, clear mouth. Oh man, that sucker took flat tree raccoons. Yeah.
What was he out of? You mean?
Yeah, I know exactly. His old Ranger.
Oh.
Beans Ranger.
Beans Ranger.
Yeah. See,
that was back in the day then.
There was a lot of good hounds out of Beans Ranger. Lots of them. Some of them might not even had the right papers on them, but there was a lot of them.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Back then, people didn't care.
Yeah. You said he was a reproducing sucker at the beginning of our...
Yes.
Yeah.
See, old Ranger, now, he was... Gary we got his dad, Gary did, when he was just a little wormy pup, about like that. And he called him Jack Frost. And boys, he won the far out of the hunt with that sucker.
Really?
And they had a car wreck, and he was in the turtle hull. And it hit his head, and the dog went blind and had to put him down.
I'll be.
Boy, he was a tree dog out of this world. Nice hound. Competition dog.
Wow.
But at the same time, Dad and Wilbur, they hunted a dog called Racket when we had old Jack. And I don't think they ever made a better dog than Racket. It'd been impossible. His elbow would lead. He'd swim North Fork Lake anywhere a coon would swim. If he treed right now, he'd be treed in the morning.
Yeah.
We'd go chop that coon out or kill it. He'd get loose on the chain, go around that lake. See, Dad, he'd always let us kids get up early in the morning when we wasn't old enough to drive and leave the house and coon hunt. We'd leave the house walking, and we'd hunt till noon and catch 2 or 3 coon because we'd find our way back home. Mm-hmm. But we'd take old Racket, and when that frost start melting, buddy, we'd have us some coon races. Or you could go in blackberry time, same deal.
Did we? I mean, I'm sure we missed something, but.
Oh, I'm sure we did.
But I mean, I think we got what we was looking for. I really wanted to capture the history of your family and this line of dogs, and I really do think we've done that. I mean, I don't think there's enough time in the day to capture every little detail of it. But no. I mean, you come up here and met us on a Sunday afternoon, and we've been here for a few hours, and I just can't thank you enough for doing this with us.
I'm glad to get to do it. Maybe somebody will hear it that might help them along the road.
Yeah, I think so. And I know you already mentioned a lot of people and talked about your brothers and all, but is there anybody that you want to just thank, personally, or or say anything to that would hear this?
I don't know. If I did, I'd leave somebody out,
Yeah.
and I won't do that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna. No. Everybody knows. Everybody knows who my friends are.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me how many dogs, and there's a lot of people out there I think that go a long time. You've been unreal successful
Yeah.
Right.
with these hounds, and it's amazing because just in your lifetime, it's just dog after dog after dog after dog, and bred to bukus of dogs after dogs after dogs, and they just
keep reproducing.
they keep reproducing.
Yeah.
And they compete, wherever, high level, small, wherever. I mean, they're competing and winning. Dogs are getting titled, and it's not one of them things where now it seems like it might be a little bit more, guys are a little bit more controlling over breeding and stuff, and they kind of got an emphasis on, I want to get 100 puppies on the ground, try to have a control on who they're going to breed to. They think, well, I'm not going to breed to this female, and they'll tell people no and all that. And then they've got a support system of just a little clique of buddies. That hasn't happened in this history and this your career. This hasn't happened. This is guys bringing dogs. Yeah, I'll breed your female. They pull in there. That dog reproduces on this jip. Next guy comes. He brings a female in there. Dogs reproduce off of her. And it's awesome to think about it that way. It kind of gives me goosebumps thinking about it, because just the success that you've had year after, and your brothers and all, just year after year after year with this line of dogs, and they're scattered all over the country.
Right, yeah.
It's just not just buddies teaming up and trying to make a stud dog a stud dog. It's lots of other dogs coming from all over the place.
Right.
And they're winning because of the quality of the dog, the traits. They're coon dogs. They're reproducing coon dogs.
Yeah.
And that's what's awesome about it to me.
I can tell you this. Whenever I thought about this a long time, doing this, and especially when I realized where y'all lived, and then Brett got in and helped me, got Tom involved, and Brett was, we were talking about these dogs one day, and I guess until we actually put it down on paper, I didn't really realize. I mean, it's just one generation after another, after another, after another that, it just don't seem like it matters. You keep producing a coon dog.
Right.
I mean, whether you want to call it I guess we judge everything by what it does in a competition hunt, but to me, that don't necessarily make a coon dog.
Right.
People like yourself and your brothers and your dad that were in the woods. I mean, you know what a coon dog is, and you don't have to have that piece of paper to tell you.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And also all the stud dogs that other guys have studded out off of these dogs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of other dogs out there that guys are like, and females.
Right.
So it's not just, you've made other people successful through your line.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is in a lot of other lines too, but Lonnie's the man when it comes to blue ticks, in my opinion. That's just all there is to it.
And I'll say this about Lonnie, because I know probably it's because anybody is. Lonnie is that guy that hunts 7 nights a week. Lonnie is that guy that puts the work in. Mm-hmm. And although these dogs had good genetics, Lonnie's put them in the woods.
That's right.
And knows what they're doing, can call a dog, I've learned a lot from him. So
that's a good point.
Those things are important too.
Yeah.
Which has helped, that and that.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you can't make a dog if you don't put them in the woods.
That's true, but one very important thing you got to remember, and I've always said this, you got to be honest with yourself before you're honest with anybody else.
Yeah.
If you're not honest with yourself, it's hard to do what you do with dogs.
Yeah. Tom, I appreciate you helping get this put together.
Thanks for having me.
And you got anything you want to add?
No, I think Lonnie's covered it. I've hunted with Lonnie a lot and a lot of nights and heard a lot of this stuff, and I ask a lot of questions and he answers them, and I've enjoyed my time with him. So that's and we'll continue to. So yeah.
He's had an extreme influence on a lot of people over the years, and you've made a big influence on me. You just probably never knew it,
Okay, good deal.
but you always have. Yeah.
I have signed autographs, dollar bills, people in the woods.
Yeah.
Have you?
I have. That's so funny. Yeah. Boy come up to, I need your autograph. Show my dad. And he pulls out $1 and I sign it. That's in Iowa. Can you
Yeah.
believe that? I
Yeah.
thought, man.
We always end with a funny story or something.
Yeah.
Probably should have given you a heads up on that. Like if I know you've got story after and I love stories.
I'm a philosopher.
Yeah. I want to hear a funny story or a funny stories, several, whatever, that come to mind. Something that happened to you, or something that you might have pulled a good one, and one of them just I'm an idiot moments, or just whatever.
I have got a good one, but I needed the chops here. Okay.
I asked him.
I know. Here's the deal. So Wilbur and I, in the later years, we don't hunt together very much. He hunts with his buddies, and I hunt with my buddies, just like Gary. And everybody hunts in Dole. Everybody hunts with their own buddies. And so anyway, there he'd moved up here on 5 Highway, and I told me and Tom and Chop, see all them coon? We have been treeing coon to glory, and I'm proud of my dog. I've got a good hound. I'm proud of him. I thought, I need to take Wilbur hunting this dog because he reminds me of old Rebel a lot. So anyway, I stop and get him, and we go up Chops and Tom's and go coon hunting, and which we catch all these coon, And Wilbur got where he didn't hear real good. We're all sitting in the pickup. And Tom, you're going to have to help me on this one. But anyway, this story it's something. What was we talking about?
Well, you really need Chops here because I can't remember it the right way, but it somehow turned into George Washington wouldn't lie or something.
Something about man, I wish I could remember that first part of that.
We laughed
for weeks.
Yeah.
But anyway, he didn't know what we was talking about, what the deal was. He didn't hear us right or something. He said, George Washington never did tell a lie either. He didn't chop down that tree or something. What was it, Tom? You have to ask Chops. That was the funniest deal. Oh, my God. But anyway, we had a blast. We had fun hunting with him. We took him a couple times, didn't we? Yeah. I'm glad we did now. Yeah.
Hey.
Brother Gary's the traveler. Lonnie never was a traveler. Now, I'd ride with him. I'd ride from here to Africa with him because he's one of the best drivers I ever rode with. But if you told me, Lonnie, go out there and get in that new pickup and go drive to Indiana, I'll give you the world hunt, I'd say no, thank you.
Yeah.
But now if Tom or Gary or somebody say get in and go with me, I would.
Yeah.
But if you told me myself to drive to Indiana, you'd give me the world hunt, I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
But anybody knows me knows that's true.
Yeah.
But
You just don't like to travel.
No, absolutely do not. I don't know if it's my nerves or what. I just don't like. No, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But the reason I don't hunt in PKC, I've got to tell this story because people's going to have to understand this. I was 19-year-old and I had hunting Beans Ranger. Wilbur's hunting fly. Gary's hunting flash. First PKC hunt ever was at Jackson. I guess Gary hunted old Flash, and he won $1,000, won third place.
Yeah.
So he comes home, he tells me and Wilbur, he said, get ready. He said, we're going to hit these hunts. We win the far. We was gun ho.
Yeah.
We was gun ho hunters. We hunted. And so, boy, we couldn't wait. So they have one at Sedalia, Missouri. $125 entry fee. And now they hunted over 100 dogs. And I mean some good dogs. Some of the world's best dogs.
Right.
So we draw out. I draw Carl hunting Mondo. Draw T. Neely hunting Luke the Drifter. And I draw Jim Brinkley hunting a female called Jane that was supposed to be awful tough. Okay? So anyway, we draw out. And at that time, it's the second PKC hunt they ever have. And they hire handlers. Not handlers, judges to come and judge these hunts. I had one out of New York. I don't know his name and don't care. But anyway, Billy Moon, which become later come a good friend of ours, his dad guided us out of Sedalia. Every time I see him, he mentioned this hunt. So it's been 51 years ago, so I'll never forget it. So anyway, we go out there and we turn loose, and dogs strike and they get treed, and I get I don't know, I score about 75 on this first coon. Third strike, last tree, last strike, third tree, or whatever. I don't do very good. They got me beat.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go on down this creek bottom, and we're walking along there, and old Ranger strikes. Boy, he goes screaming out across the cow pasture, just skipping and going. He goes up on top of the cow pasture. Ain't no brush, nothing but grass. Comes treed, and I tree him before he gets done locating. Nothing's ever open. Now, nothing's never even laid out a peak. He's probably, no further than a quarter mile from us. So we wait 5 minutes, start to him, and now at this time, they got rules that we cannot talk to each other. That's how they started PKC. I couldn't talk to you, and you couldn't talk to me, whatever. So about that time, Luke the Drifter strikes where old Ranger strikes. So we go to the tree. We walk up there and throw a light up there. We walk to the tree. Mondo and Jane comes into the tree, and they grab them. There ain't no place to tie a dog, so they're holding these dogs, okay? So we go shine this tree, and this coon is in the first fork. Probably, I'd say no more than 20 feet.
Yeah.
Sleep. Got his head down. See, he's back. You could kill the coon with a BB gun. So anyway, I said, well, here it is. The judge said, yeah, it is. And I don't know. I don't see no eyes. I said, okay. There ain't no need looking nowhere else, because there's the coon. So I just back up and walk around. We got old Ranger on the lead. Luke is still trailing this coon. And I guess I may be wrong, but I don't remember if it was a 10-minute deal on the shine time then or 8. I don't remember. I think it's 10. Okay. Quick as that 10 minutes up, old Luke is coming right into the tree. And I never will forget this. Now, I'm 19-year-old. I'm a kid.
Yeah.
I consider a kid.
Yeah.
And these grown men, other than Carl, now, he wasn't, he's probably my age, maybe a year older. But anyway, T. Neely said to that judge, Judge, I'm going to show you that coon. He blows squaller, and coon races up and looks at us. They do not plus the coon. 10 minutes up. So we go on hunting. We don't do no good. We tree a cedar tree, don't do no good. Go back in. I'm pretty calm. I'm pretty sure the board's going to go my way, So we go back into the clubhouse, and here's Jarvis and all these panel that's sitting back there. They call me in there, and they done heard the story. The judge done told them the story. They didn't give it to me. But I got runner-up for best sportsman.
But they didn't plus your tree?
No, didn't plus my tree. And I said right then, I'll never hunt another one. And I was 19-year-old. So that was it. You do not do a kid that way. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, we're hunting for my $125 for $2,000 here. See,
Yeah.
You don't do a kid that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in my opinion, you don't do a kid that way over
no money.
Even if it's over a trophy.
So my opinion, when you get money involved, people ain't gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Either one of them guys could have stepped up and said, Judge, that is that coon.
Yeah.
But which Luke, he wasn't gonna get nothing because he'd been trailing the way old Ranger come. But the two Walker dogs never opened their head. I mean, not one peek.
Yeah.
But now one of them guys should have said, to be a good sportsman, they should have said, Judge, that is a coon. But
Yeah.
they never said a word.
Well, I was telling you a story about my situation with my first PKC hunt, and definitely, because I don't know, because there was money involved, and money, wasn't abundance back then, especially where I grew up at, or what, that was it or what. But I know nowadays, to me, that's the hunts that I go to that are PKC hunts nowadays are the hunts where you do have the sportsmen that are, hey, there ain't a coon there. Let's go. Let's get this thing cut loose again. Or, hey, that's a coon right there. They're willing to help you. And I ain't saying that's the way it is everywhere, but in my experience here, where I hunt locally in PKC, that is. And I hunt with some pretty. I mean, if you went through the Pro Hound, you would see names that I hunt with pretty regular, and those guys are sportsmen, and I hate that, especially something like that. I mean, that you said that's 51 years ago, and that obviously left a mark on you.
Yeah, I think about it every week,
and that just ain't right. And hopefully, if nobody takes anything else from that story, hopefully the next time they're out on a cast and there's an opportunity to do something right or do something wrong, they'll think about that story and let's do the right thing, because the youth is the future of the sport.
Right.
If you do a kid wrong like that, they ain't going to come back.
Oh yeah, that wasn't no way. I was done. Yeah,
it's just a bad deal.
A bad deal, but I always held a grudge against them two grown men.
Yeah.
And like I say, the judge, I have no idea if he walked up here now, I wouldn't know him. And like I say, I don't care. But
I don't hardly know anybody that I coon hunted with in my club back home, but I know them two guys that was on that PKC cast name.
I know Jim Brinkley, and I knew T.E. Neely.
Yeah.
And I knew Carl, because I hunted with Carl before, hunting Mondo.
Yeah.
But I knew them. I knew all three hunters.
Yeah.
I knew them. I hunted against them, I knew.
Oh, yeah.
Which T.E. Neely was a Bluetick man, in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. You wouldn't have thought he would have done it.
How many hunts a year do you think y'all had locally that you went to?
Back then, I'd say if we hunted in 5 hunts other than the fall roundup, was it.
Yeah, they just wasn't. I mean, now
we didn't have many.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, I'm sure we could probably find one to go to right now tonight when we got done with this.
It was we'd probably it'd take you a year. It'd take you a year to make grand out of a dog.
Yeah, I kind of looked into getting into some squirrel hunting, competition squirrel hunting, and it's kind of that way.
But now I'll tell you this: back when Wilbur had old Fly and Gary had old Flash and I had old Beans Ranger. When we went to Pine Bluff or anywhere, Camden, Arkansas, everywhere we went, when we left there'd be 3 of us with trophies. Gary'd win the grand night one night. Normally Dave Dean would win it one night, or T. Jones would win it. Gary'd win the grand night full flash one night. Wilbur would win the night champion one night, and I'd win it the next night.
Y'all went to win.
I'm talking now about out of 100-some dogs.
Yeah, Pine Bluff must have been a big area for a hunt.
Oh, man, we had some of the best.
Because I've interviewed, like I said, Mr. Tim Tillman. He talked about Pine Bluff. Junior Laster, he talked about it. You brought it. That must have been a really big area to have a hunt.
Hey, our dad looked forward from year to year to go to Pine Bluff. And, that's where you seen Albert Vaughn. That's where you seen people like Charles Wells and all them guys, But there's some of them guys I wish I would have knew a little better, like Charles Wells. I thought he was one fine feller, and, I didn't know him very well. He was an older gentleman, but when I was a kid and I was gun-ho, I was wanting to hurry up and get in the woods and hunt,
Yeah.
But anyway, he was a fine feller.
Yeah.
But not just him, you'd have you'd sit around the dinner table and there might be 30 of them old coon hunters, like my dad, and them just sit around and talk,
Yeah.
Dad would talk so much he couldn't talk for a week after he got home. But I will tell you this. Our dad did not have an education of no sort, no kind whatsoever. Us boys read him a lot of coonhound books. And I guarantee he knew the pedigree on every Bluetick dog in them days, back then, better than a college professor would.
Yeah.
It's unreal how sharp he was on dog pedigrees.
Yeah.
And Wilbur read to him. I'm sure Gary read to him. All of us did. And I'm sure Mom read to him. But he never forgot a pedigree. And what's so funny about it, people come to my house and you'd want to breed a female. And I said, what's your female out of? Oh, I don't know. I have to run out and get the papers and look at it. And I just shake my head. You know, I have to run out and get the papers.
Yeah.
I'm going to breed a female. Yeah.
If it's my dog, I can pretty much tell you. But if you ask me what Tom's dog's out of, even though I've seen the pedigree a few times, I can't remember.
Yeah. Dad knew. He was sharp on pedigrees.
Well, that's, those old guys sit around and they talk about that a lot too. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I know when, the little club I was a part of down there, they'd have a UKC hunt on a Saturday night. It started at 8 o'clock in the morning. They'd be there all day, playing music and eating on the grounds and treeing contests.
One of the funniest deals that I ever remember happened right here at Ava when I was a kid. I came up here with Dad. He was hunting a dog called Racket, the Racket dog I will lead. Good, you heard me say it, probably as good a hound that ever walked. I mean, if he was alive today, he'd still be one of the better hounds. But they had a fox hunt, and they turned loose over 100 and some foxhounds up here at the fairground.
Oh my God.
I mean, they go out in the country, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they had the paint on their sides and stuff. Well, that night we had a coon hunt, so picture that one. We go coon hunting, and here we got over 100 head of foxhounds out there running deer, fox. Yeah. But I was just like 14, 15-year-old. I'd go with Dad, and that's what we'd get into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Funny.
Yeah. That's, do they still have that up there where they turn them fox dogs loose?
No. The only fox dogs I know of around here is they'll turn them out in the country over by where Jamie Reese lives, over at Van Zant's.
Okay.
Me and Jamie, we was hunting old Fly and Sky. Mm-hmm. They'd listen to their coon dogs, and which we wouldn't listen to our fox dogs, but we'd run into them a lot, you know. They'd always say, man, I want to get a fox dog sound like them bitches, Yeah. I never will. But they run them about every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Was there something else we wanted to cover? Any more stories we want to tell about your dad or?
I think we're about to get her, buddy.
I just want to make sure we get everything we need to get in here.
Well, there's one thing I do want to say.
Okay.
I am proud of one thing. Some people's too proud to breed to someone else's dog. And that was not nowadays as much anymore than even back in the old days. I ain't going to call no names. But anyway, that's one thing my dad wasn't too proud to do. He'd breed the best to the best. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason we bred Vaughn. That's the reason he bred Vaughn to old Grant.
Yeah. Yeah. No jealousy, just breed best to best.
He wanted coon dog.
Yeah. Whatever it took to have a coon dog.
Yes.
Yeah. If we'd go back to that, we'd probably have better dogs.
We would have better dogs. We would.
Might even see a blue tick win a world hunt.
You might. There has been one won it, but he was English at that time.
Yeah. Which one was it?
Van Vance's Sam. His PR blue dog.
Really?
Yes. Black and white dog like Tom's.
Huh.
You didn't know that, did you?
I had no idea, so tell me the story because I ain't got a clue.
Well, I don't know the whole story. It's in one of the books, but is he a pup or grandpup of Eddie Ross's old Blue?
I think so.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I had no idea.
Yeah.
But he was, at the time he won, he was registered as English?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
In Ohio, he was in Ohio, wasn't he? Yeah. My uncle L.F. Crawford, he ordered a pup out of him after he won the world hunt. He won his world hunt in the 60s. Okay. So L.F. he orders this English dog out of him. He calls him Fog. Pretty a red tick dog you ever seen. Boy, I mean, he was a pretty sucker. Had a good mouth and stuff. But anyway, he definitely wasn't the best one I ever seen. But anyway, he was all right. But anyway, Dad was telling him that old Sam was a purple ribbon bred blue tick dog. Oh, he'd get mad. Oh, man, he got mad. And this is my uncle. This is my dad's brother-in-law. You know, he's telling this to you. But it was funny, yeah.
Yeah.
But, back, like I already said, but back in the 60s, we'd have a club hunt at Mountain Home. There might be 45 dogs. And I'm talking about late 60s. I mean, I'd be hunting old Flash or old Racket or whatever. But there's still probably half of these dogs hunted great dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I ain't talking about UKC. I'm talking about club.
Yeah,
hunt.
just a club
Yeah.
hunt. Yeah. Well, I mean, I even remember when I was a younger kid, lower to mid-teens or whatever, you pull up at a UKC hunt at a club, because there wasn't a lot around like there is today, but I mean, the parking lot would be full.
Oh,
They'd be
yeah.
parked in the ditch,
Yeah.
and it'd be like that at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. That's the way it was in Mountain. Shoot, everybody had a hound.
Yeah.
If you live in the country, you had a hound.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and the thing of it is, what's so sad, which things has changed, but we had some of the best woodsmen in the world. Man, we had some good woodsmen. Knew how to coon hunt. Johnny Moore, the old boy that trained old Rambler that Warren ended up with, see, he lived at Mountain Home. Had some of the best places in the world to hunt. He worked for the Corps of Engineers.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he's a good woodsman. My dad, they didn't make a better woodsman. Neil Crawford, LF. It's unreal how good a woodsman that was. And it's a dying deal because there ain't going to be no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brother Wilbur could be the last good woodsman in this country. And when I'm like me and Gary, but I mean, when he leaves, Brother Wilbur, when he's gone, it's going to be pretty thin.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
We didn't use compasses. We didn't use Garmin's. We didn't use nothing. We just went coon hunting.
Yeah.
We'd hunt back to the truck. We didn't. Yeah, he didn't bother us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I knew some guys like that back home for sure. Country wasn't quite as big as I don't want to say as big, but I guess it just wasn't. There wasn't no national forest, so it was all split up. I mean, we didn't have no public ground where I lived.
Right.
None. It was all private. So.
That's one thing I think about a lot. Because my farm ain't big enough to tree no coon on. You might go tree 1 or 2 coon, but it ain't even big enough. But, Texas, if you think about it, like the deer leases and the coon, them places, they're lucky they got them places to hunt. 10,000 acres.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's even got them, don't they? Yeah, but it's getting here in this country because everything sells so many times you don't even know who you're on.
Aaron was telling me of a place over there north of Hurley. He said, this is a good place to hunt. You need to go around there and talk to them. And I hunt a place on the other side of this, so I went over to that landowner and was talking to him, and he said, you ain't going to be able to hunt that. And I was like, why? And he said, they just sold it. They broke it up in 20-acre tracts. And it was like 400 acres. And they broke it all up, and it's all broke up in little tracts now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that's just the only good thing. I mean, and the parts that I got's pretty rough, but I guess the only good thing is there is some national forest to hunt.
We got some national forest.
Yeah.
They don't have the coon though.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
they're just ain't the game there. But I tell you something else that is running our country where we live, down where we live.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I don't notice it right up in here. Goat fences.
Yeah.
Try to get a dog through a gaucho wire.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
With a hot wire on top of it, and Tom carrying a 22. See what happens.
Yeah.
See how much fire flies up in there. You can't even get your dog through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over there,
But now they have this one farm's probably over 3,000 acres, and shoot, far you could tree coon, mulberry tree, you could tree coon all over it. But we're talking about getting gaucho wire. It'll cut a dog to death.
why they ever invented that, I don't know. I hate that stuff.
I do too.
And back home, and that's probably because we had a lot of row crop. We didn't have hardly no fences. But I'm gonna tell you what, there's more fences than Carter got little pills around here.
Yeah. Well, the goats what done this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the goat. Yeah, people went to getting goats to eat brush and this and that, and probably, I don't know, probably for the government to buy them goat fences.
Yeah, yeah.
Goat program.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We briefly mentioned it, but I guess we need to talk about it a little more before we quit here. I know we're trying to wind down, but y'all have the here at this club the Uchtman Memorial
Hunt. Be 26 years.
How did this come about? Tell us about the hunt.
Well, Gary Moore. I'll have to accuse Gary Moore for coming up with this hunt. And it started out BBOA, and I've got the plaque there on my wall they gave Mom the first year. It's 96, would that be right? Or 94? 90-something. I forgot. I got the plaque. But anyway, we headed over to Fairground, and we had a pretty good turnout, but not like it should have been. Then we went BBCHA. And it done real good when Rod Rose and John Balls and Marianne Powell. And then it went to dying down, which all your hunts went dying down. And we didn't get the support that we needed. And we built this club, and we got kicked out of the fairground. I mean, they went to having the fire at the same time, you know. But anyway, we built this club, and we went to having it out here and done well. I had fish fries and stuff, but lots of people sure did enjoy coming up here. Yeah. They wanted to see us boys, and they wanted to hunt with us, you know. Yeah. And but anyway, this year it's going to be independent. We're going to do it without anybody. We're going to do it ourselves.
Yeah, so there's no association?
No. Well, I hate to say this, but I guess I'll say it, and if you want to cut it, you can cut it, but I'm going to say it the way I feel.
Well, I can go ahead and tell you, we interviewed Aaron Gamble Friday night. You ain't going to hurt nobody's feelings more than he will. So.
Okay. Okay, here's the deal. I don't know. People, every time you turn around, don't need to be asked for $1. Uh-huh. And boy, it just got to the point, our club, just everybody walked in the door, hey, give me 20, give me 10, give me 20, give me 10. And shoot far, heck, everything ain't about money to us.
Right.
Hell, it ain't about money. I know you got to have money to operate, but we just kind of got tired of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Selling rifle tickets and all this and that. And it just, I don't know. It's
hard for a club to survive already nowadays.
It is. We got this club in the ground paid for. Mm-hmm. So we can be independent if we want to.
Yeah.
And BBOA, they said they'd come and do, but I don't care what happens. I mean, I ain't a member of either one, and probably never will be. But.
Yeah. Well, to me, again, we talked about the influence you've had on the breed. But for this club to have that hunt every year for 26 years now, I mean, I think that's a testament to what your family's had, impact on this community and this club. Yeah, we
didn't get the support we need to. They just hell, we didn't mean nothing, didn't amount to nothing. It's the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just something liking something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I just wanted to make sure we mention that hunt, and
we're gonna have the hunt
and talk about.
We're gonna have the hunt, and we'll have as many hunters. I promise you, or maybe more.
We've got a lot of people coming this year.
We got lots,
and we got some extra stuff to give away, money and stuff like that. And
well, if I can get a dog to hunt, I'll come. If I can get a dog to hunt.
But I don't know. It just coon hunting is kind of a dying sport. We're running out of places to hunt, and there's no kids wants to hunt, and it's a dying sport. I mean, it really is. I hate it, but it is.
Yeah. Well, June 21st, 22nd, this will be 2024 if you listen to this later than 2024. Here at
Booger County Coon Club,
Ava, Missouri.
Ava, Missouri.
Bench show and night hunt.
Yep. HTX on Thursday and a fish fry.
Whoa.
So the fish HTX will be.
Wait a minute. What about the fish fry?
It's free.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday night.
So that's the 20th.
The 20th.
Yeah. We'll be frying fish and we'll be frying donuts, and it'll be good, and there'll be a lot of people coming want to hunt. And
you'll be here even if you don't hunt, won't you?
Yeah. Yeah. You won't want to hunt after you get done.
Yeah, fish fry. I was in right there. Okay, and then on the 21st, it's Friday night, and 22nd Saturday night, have a bench show and a night hunt.
Yep.
And I guess we all be raffling some stuff off, or
We've kind of stepped back from that this year.
Okay.
Just kind of make it more about the hunt, not try to get everybody buying raffle tickets and
Gotcha.
stuff like that. So we probably aren't going to raffle anything. We're
Okay.
just going to give some stuff away.
okay.
For
Good. Sounds good.
Well, we're going to release this probably on the Monday of that week. Come down and be a part, and come be
Okay.
part of the fish fry.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'd love to see the parking lot full.
I think we will.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think it'll be full.
But I didn't want to close this without talking about that.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
hunt.
yeah.
I think it's a big deal. It's
It is.
It's been a big deal since I've been in Missouri.
Well, yeah, it is. I just wish Brother Wilbur could be here, but he can't.
We'll have a big turnout, and everybody can come
Yeah.
see you and shake your hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think we've covered everything. Unless y'all two got something else.
You, Tom?
No, I'm good.
Good. All right. Well, we appreciate y'all being on here. Thank you for
All
taking
right.
your time.
Thank
and-
you, guys.
And we'll close her out right
All
here.
right.
You bet. Thanks, Lonnie.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, guys, for listening to the Coonhound Collective podcast today. We really appreciate you taking your time out of your day to listen to the podcast. If you don't mind, head over to Facebook and give us a like, and head over to Instagram and give us a follow. It's both at the Coonhound Collective. Also, if you would like to reach us here at the Coonhound Collective, you can reach us at thecoonhoundcollective@gmail.com. If there's someone that you would like to hear on the podcast, or a product that you would like to hear talked about, please send it to thecoonhoundcollective@gmail.com. Thanks again. Have a great day.